grab your coffee. Good morning, Bitcoin. Where are you going? Why are you dropping? And where can we expect you to go from here? Because we're getting a little bit of a retracement. What's going on? Alex O Crypto here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Otter Gang, you guys all around. Let's look at this Bitcoin price. And guess what? Yes, we were right again as a community. Kyle, definitely with a nice call last night on the Bitcoin drop. And if you aren't part of our beautiful, 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 beautiful Discord, I mean, we'd be banging. I'm currently looking for a TIA long as well, all this good stuff. If you're new here, join us in the free Discord. If you're already here, shout it to you guys. And you guys, I hope you know, you can request anything in the morning. Just make sure it gets in before about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, when I typically get ready to make my video. We will also be going over Ethereum today as well. So you can see Bitcoin is clearly falling down this wedge here. Lost key support and has now come down a little bit. Now we do have our buy levels that are remaining the same. Okay, so we have done our beautiful TA and made our buy levels, and this is where we're looking for a reaction in price for price to come down to and bounce. Okay, so we're going to go top down on Bitcoin, taking a look at where it is, what's going on, what can we expect with this little bit of a falling wedge here, and hopefully the bigger picture makes more sense after this video for you. So looking at this, we are in this sideways bullish flag channel, descending triangle coming down here, popping down into this area, looking for this little bit of a retest and continuation. Okay, so for me right now, it's going to be the patience game. It's going to be the understanding that we are looking for a change in structure where we're coming back up into the market. Okay, this is what we're looking for. Will it be given? Nonetheless, we're not sure. We're just going to prepare ourselves for both sides of the trade as usual. And we can see that we are creating a heavy wall of volume above us, which has clearly been hard for us to get above, hold as support, and continue upwards. Okay, so that's clearly a point of resistance. And we clearly have another one above us, which is our sell wall up here, which is a golden pocket as well. So multiple things coming in, holding price down. You can see here, and us as a community are not struggling to trade this, but Bitcoin as itself is trying its hardest to get above. Now, liquidity, we know that liquidity lies within these charts. Now, where are they lying? You can see at the top, we are looking for a possible short squeeze and a possible long squeeze. But the long squeeze, my friends, is quite low. Okay, it's quite low. If we have to go into it, it's all the way down, 50, I would say around 50,000 is where we're looking for that long squeeze. Nonetheless, in the short-term time frame, the long squeeze is simply down to the bottom here. So somewhere within this bottom area, looking to target, I would narrow it down within this area because this is kind of invalid in the sense that it's outside of this volume profile area. You get a little bit overextended sometimes, and when you get out of this general box here that you can see, you typically come back and return into it, just like when we gave the trade setup from 56,650, okay? And that was pretty awesome. But going back into the price action, what are we looking for on Bitcoin? How can we trade this today? So, top-down analysis. We got to see where we're going first. That's why we use Market Cipher. Don't forget to use the link in the description. If you do not have Market Cipher, I highly suggest you do get it. Now we're looking at the 3-day, the VWAP crossover that we have been anticipating for Thursday. Okay, so this is the next print. We have made a green dot. We have VWAP coming up. However, the candle right now looks a little bit bearish. Now, if we come down and bounce today, that would change this and suggest that crossover is going to occur. However, if we don't change this, we could be looking for a flattening here and no green dot. Okay, so that's something to anticipate with today's price action leading in tomorrow. We want to see a little bit of a pushback here so that we can see this continue to push onwards and upwards, creating a nice trigger wave, pushing us up and money coming back up as well. Okay, that's what we're looking for. But nonetheless, you can see on the daily here, we have lower lows, lower low continuation. We want to see that anchor wave coming in with the trigger wave, okay, with money coming back into the market. Now, we were anticipating that the VWAP would be coming down and retesting the zero line. Well, guess what? We're there. We're there. So let's see if we get that bounce today off of that zero line. That would be indicative of a nice push back up. Now, this does not happen all the time, but you can see where we do cross over just a little bit and pop back up, okay? You can see it bounced here, right? And all these bounces tend to be quite aggressive moves, okay? You can see right here, this was an aggressive VWAP bounce, okay? So very good example there of what you can expect. If we do bounce, we can expect quite a nice push, okay? So that's what we would be looking for on the daily, going over to the 12-hour, making sure that we know when we're looking at like a daily, we're looking for one candle. When we're looking at a 12-hour, we're looking for two candles within the day, right? Like we want to minimize what we're looking for on these charts. So when we zoom in, yes, this is big, but what two candles do you assume or can you predict that are going to happen today, right? This is looking a little bit bearish. Maybe we get a push back and a continuation upwards, right? Maybe we look for something like that, right? This is an anticipation. Well, what is this suggesting? The VWAP is coming down. So for me, this is suggesting one more little bit of a drop and then a continuation back up if we're going to get it, right? I would look for something like that where the momentum wave comes and bounces as well, or we get that beautiful green dot trigger wave pushing price up as well. So the 12-hour looking a bit bearish with the confirmed red dot pushing downwards on the VWAP, money coming out. So this is bearish looking. So I would anticipate a little bit lower today. Going into the 8-hour, we can see same kind of deal, confirmed red dot pushing down, but a little bit of a flattening here on our VWAP. Okay, so suggesting there might be a little bit of a bounce in the short term. 4-hour. Right, 4-hour, we're looking for about 5-6 candles for the trading day, right? Can we find support down here? We'll have to wait and find out. But the 4-hour is looking a lot better than most right now. You can see that we are falling down within this wedge, and typically you would look for anchor trigger, but we had such an aggressive move up that we can see we do have just a lot of liquidity lying down below. So do we revisit that 59,000? That's quite possible. We have some short-term bounce levels, which are fib golden pockets for you guys so that you guys can trade alongside with us. And that's just very simply pulling from swing low to swing high. Let's get that swing high here. Whoop. And you can see the fib golden pocket here. And then you can see the fib golden pocket from the macro down here as well. Okay, so I'm identifying these two areas for bounces. Oops. And we're looking for those to continue. Now, we also have some key levels of support and resistance with volume that you guys should also be adding to your charts just for reactions on prices as well. Okay, these have been very useful throughout my trading journey for you guys, so I will share that with you guys in the Discord as I always do. Okay, going back over to Market Cipher, doing the rest of the TA here. Let's get into the nitty gritty, as we like to call it. So we can see that we are falling down here onto this big trend line. Can this big trend line hold? We'll have to wait and find out, but it is quite a big trend line where we are retesting right now. So can we look for bottoming structure where we're at now for a possible pushback? Absolutely. Going over the 3-hour. Looking like, okay, VWAP's coming up to the zero line, momentum wave coming up. Short-term bullish looking right now after that little bit of a dump. I'm looking to push back. Money coming flattening out. 1 hour. Okay, do we have a bull div? That's a higher high and a lower low. Yes, we do. So 1 hour bull div here. This could be juicy. Lower low, higher high. Pushing price up. So maybe to the top of the channel before heading downwards. Okay, something like that this morning. Let's go into the 30-minute. Yeah, higher high, lower low. Okay, so bull div, red money flow though, that's the concern, right? Red dot right now. So you could look for maybe a little bit of a push and a dump coming back down to this level here and retesting our key level of support But right now, in my opinion, no trade right now on Bitcoin, unless you want to get like really tight into it on the 12-minute here and maybe look for some sort of scalp, right, coming back up into the price action. But you can see it's very choppy, getting people wicked out and chopped out. So be very cautious with all of that. Now, let's go over to TIA. The TIA trade is a 4-hour time frame trade where I'm looking for this to find support along this giant trend line here. So I can see that TIA is squeezing, and I'm looking for this juice to squeeze out quite nicely, right? So I'm looking for this continuation. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. With the continuation, money is coming back in on the 4-hour. We are currently at the level that I am looking to trade. Okay, and we can see that we do have the liquidity lying here. You can adjust your stop loss a little bit down depending on your risk management and look for that bounce up here. I have not entered this trade yet. I'm going to wait for some sort of bottoming signal on Bitcoin before entering this trade. Okay, I want to wait for confirmation, but we have come in and touched my target area for the bounce so far. Let's see if it continues to push. This could be a beautiful, nice swing trade, considering when looking at TIA on the big picture, we are very undervalued in my opinion, and that would be a nice, 2x move. We could target all the way up here depending on what you're looking for. I'm just targeting back up to $12, okay? But this does look like a nice little setup that I gave in the Discord for free. I'm looking for that bounce. Now let's go over to Ethereum because Mr. Tony Soprano, he requested the Ethereum TA, okay? So we're going to do Ethereum top down, just taking a look here quickly from my man Tony, making sure that he gets his Ethereum fill. Okay, so we had a red box rejection zone. It came up, got rejected off of there. Money is steadily coming out in this falling wedge. Okay, this is going to be a gigantic move when it breaks out, but that is the question. When, right? When is it going to break out? You can see the pig nipples down below here. We are starting to form higher highs on the momentum waves. So you can see right here, very much a bear flag chopping around and coming up and getting rejected. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a bounce on Ethereum. Let's pull up our 12-hour liquidity zones. Looking at here, we're in an order block right now. Okay, so your main liquidity still lies below here. Okay, so that's where your main liquidity still if we do dump, this is where you're looking for the bounce, okay? And then we can go into the nitty-gritty here. The 12 hours suggests bullish continuation here. So you got momentum waves pushing up. You want to see the view up turn up with the momentum wave and the money, okay? You want to see all three turning up here in the short term, but you're pretty cooked here down on the VWAP. This could be a nice bounce area. Now let's go over to the 4-hour. The 4-hour, yeah, a little trickle down. So first tracking this momentum. Let's go from the top here down to here. Okay. Let's see where we are in Fibonacci world. Okay. Fibonacci world. Have you ever been there? It's like Disneyland, but for adults. Okay. Coming down to your golden pocket, bounce level 2. So you can look for a bounce within this area as well, if you so desire. Okay. 29.63. And then liquidity down at 28.54. Okay, and those are going to be your two bounce levels. The 4-hour, let's see. Yeah, we're pretty steep here on an anchor wave, pushing back up, but money is looking pretty dramatic right now coming out. So you want to see that curvature coming back in and looking for that momentum coming back in as well. So something like this, right? And like that. Okay. Going over to the short-term time frame, the 1-hour downwards trend line, you can look for a couple of things. Here is where you look for the break of the trend line, okay, or the bullish divergence, right? So you're looking for the swing failure pattern, bull div, right, with the higher high, lower low, continuation. You're looking for the break of this trend line, the retest, then the entry, right, as well. Or you're looking for the big push up and the higher low and the continuation, okay? Either or. That's what I'd be looking for Ethereum. But overall, I would wait for the Bitcoin price to find some sort of bottom, right? Look for that lower low, higher high continuation. ETH looks a little bit ahead of Bitcoin right now, in my opinion. Like when we look at the 12-hour here on ETH, we look for that continuation here. If we look at the 12-hour on Bitcoin, you haven't really got that momentum wave coming down yet. So for me, ETH could bounce before Bitcoin, which would be interesting to see. Okay? Hope that helps you guys. Much love to every single one of you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.